there friends, my name is Miss Diana and welcome to my piano studio. I just wanted to get on here today and talk you through a couple tips in preparation for your recital. Now, there's nothing to be afraid of. I'm going to let you in on a few secrets as to how to walk into your recital day confident. All right, so let's get started. All right, so the first thing we're going to talk about is how you talk to yourself. It's so important in these days, weeks, or months, I don't know when your next performance is, but leading up to that time, I need you to be mindful of the language that you use in your mind. Now friends, this is not just for adults, this is not just for older students. I say this to all my students because there's little things that we say here or there that can completely actually create a thought in your mind that it will confirm and go with. Okay, so the first thing I've ever heard my students say, sometimes they'll say, I can't do this. And my response is, then you probably can. And they always looked at me shocked, like, Miss Diana, you're supposed to say something different. And I always come back with, I didn't say anything. It's what you're telling yourself. Your mind is going to start believing that. And instead of believing that you can do it, it's going to create scenarios or thoughts that are not supporting you in your upcoming concert, recital, performance, anything of that nature. So leading up to that, I need you to have at least 3 affirmations that you speak to yourself every morning. Now I know it seems a little woo-woo and I'm not sure if I want to do this, but there is a profound connection between the words you speak and the thoughts in your mind. And again, that actually coming into play in your life. So leading up to that, I want you to affirm yourself in saying, I worked hard and I'm going to have a great show. That's one. You worked hard. You didn't just end up here. You're not just walking up on stage. You are walking up there with experience, okay? Number 2, I want you to start saying to yourself, this recital is going to go well. Okay, just believing that for yourself, that it is going to go well. And then I want you to lastly say, I'm going to do the best I can. Now, those of the students that have worked with me directly know I talk about this all the time. Whenever my students get on stage, the first thing I tell them, even before they perform, you know what? I'm already proud of you. You've already made me proud. So that there's no anxiety surrounding the fact that, oh, I have to get up there and make somebody. Those of you that are in your life are already proud of you. And I need you to just do your best. And at the end of the day, if the best is what you gave, then that is it. That's what matters. So the second thing I'm going to talk about today is the fact that performance in itself is actually a skill. It's something that needs to be practiced. So yes, your songs can be flawless and prepared and you've played them up, down, left, and right. They're good, forwards, backwards. But when it comes to performance, that in itself is something that needs to be practiced. So growing up, this is how I would prepare for recitals, is I would get a couple people, my mom, my dad, my sister, a couple friends, and I would perform for them before the recital. I would perform my entire selection of pieces so that they were able to just not even necessarily give feedback, but just be another body and eyes in the room that are able to give me that feel of a performance. Now, if you wait and your only performance is there, then that can make it a little bit just not, I don't want to say scarier, but it makes it a little more difficult to get used to what your actual body's response is to performance. Now, if you perform for family or friends leading up to that, you'll be able to tack into what is my nervous trait. Like, does my leg start shaking? Is my eye twitching? Do I start sweating in my finger? Like, you get to find out so that when it happens or when you go to your performance, it's not a surprise. You're like, oh, okay, this happens when I get nervous. It's okay. I'm just still going to move forward instead of being shocked at what's happening to your body. By the way, that is all normal. Everybody has some type of nervous trait that might happen as they perform. However, I will say that the more you do these performances, the more you perform for others in your life, I won't say you ever get over that anxiety completely, performance anxiety they call it, but it will get better. You will get better at performance the more you do it. And the final thing I want to say, sweet, sweet friends, is that you worked hard for this. You put in the work. This is all part of the process. And after you perform, I do want you to take a moment to step back and say, what have I learned? Have I learned that the practice I put in was able to show? Or maybe the lack of practice is something that I want to feel more prepared for the next time? Within each performance is a lesson. All right, y'all, I hope you enjoyed this. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Have an awesome rest of your day. Bye, friends.